of different neurotransmitters in the brain, like norepinephrine, dopamine, and serotonin. These neurotransmitters have particularly potent effects in the brain's pleasure centers. These pleasure centers are spread across the brain, but include structures like the amygdala, which is linked to emotional responses, and the nucleus accumbens, which is important for motivation and reward. Dopamine is an especially potent neurotransmitter. It contributes to the euphoric sensation of being in love, activating a lot of that reward circuitry in the brain. Basically, being in love makes you feel good. So when reporters claim that love is just like a drug, what they really mean is that falling in love activates a lot of the same pathways as using stimulant drugs, such as amphetamines and cocaine. But don't worry, cocaine and love don't really have much in common otherwise.
Nog agressiever broertje, noradrenaline. Dat zorgt voor de lichamelijke symptomen van verliefdheid. Hartkloppingen, vlinders in je buik, zwetende handen en een onuitputtelijke energie en opwinding. De wereld ligt aan je verliefde voeten. Verliefdheid is heerlijk, maar erg stressvol voor je lichaam. Concentratieproblemen, ontwenningsverschijnselen en slaapgebrek.
Je bent verliefd. En dan doet je lichaam het volgende. Bloed dat normaal gesproken in je maag wordt gebruikt voor de vertering, stroomt naar je hart en je longen. Je brein reageert daarop en geeft signalen af die ook passen bij een situatie waarin je moet vechten of vluchten. Maar je bent toch verliefd? Klopt. En je bent in de war. Het gevoel in je buik is een reactie van je hoofd op een tekort aan bloed voor de vertering. Soms noemen we dat een knoop. Maar als je verliefd bent, noemen we dat vlinders.
Oxytocin is primarily produced in the hypothalamus and transported through axons to the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland. From there, it can be secreted into the bloodstream of the body. Although there are a number of effects linked to this peripherally acting oxytocin, the best understood effects have to do with childbirth and breastfeeding. Oxytocin is involved with increasing uterine contractions during labor and with the milk letdown reflex, which causes milk to be released during breastfeeding. There is also evidence, however, that some oxytocin-containing neurons project to other areas of the central nervous system, including the hippocampus, cerebral cortex, brainstem, amygdala, and spinal cord. The effects of this centrally released oxytocin are not as clearly understood. Some research suggests it is involved with trust, empathy, and social bonding. These findings have caused some to call oxytocin the trust hormone, the love hormone, or even the cuddle hormone. Others have argued, however, that oxytocin's effects on the brain are not so clear-cut. Some researchers have found oxytocin to be associated with negative emotions and aggression, and some of the research supporting oxytocin's function as a love or trust hormone has been criticized for methodological problems. Other researchers have hypothesized that oxytocin might be involved in promoting responsiveness to social cues in general, whether they be positive or negative. Thus, at this point, there is no consensus on the effects of oxytocin's actions on behavior. It is likely, however, that its effects on behavior are far more complex than a simple designation like the love hormone would suggest.
Attachment is the love of a parent, a close friend, or a long-term partner. Attachment is important for maintaining long-term relationships, if that's your thing, and for maintaining familial and social connections. It makes you feel safe and cozy when you're with a person, but you don't necessarily have to like them to feel this strong attachment. It helps keep relationships together for years and years. This type of love seems to be driven by other brain chemicals like oxytocin and vasopressin. Vasopressin, on the other hand, is known primarily for its role in maintaining blood pressure and cardiovascular function. It's also nicknamed the attachment hormone and seems to play a larger role in attachment bonding in males, since they don't get some of the benefits of oxytocin. Both of these hormones together lead us to feel comfortable and relaxed with our close friends and family, and keep us together even when they're driving us nuts.
Zijn er dieren die verliefd kunnen worden? Wat monogamie betreft nemen veel dieren het niet zo nauw. Er zijn natuurlijk uitzonderingen, neem bijvoorbeeld een zwaan. Maar je kunt je afvragen, blijven zij uit praktische redenen bij elkaar? Of is het liefde? Vermoedelijk gaat het om een combinatie van beide. Net als bij veel mensen dus. En nu we het daar toch over hebben, als mensen verliefd zijn, gieren de hormonen door hun lijf. Vooral oxytocine is dan actief. Het versterkt de onderlinge band. Dieren hebben ook oxytocine in hun lijf. Honden bijvoorbeeld. Onderzoekers ontdekten dat de hormoonspiegel bij honden stijgt als zij in contact komen met hun baasje en bekende soortgenoten of geiten. Nadat een geit een kwartier met een hond had gespeeld, bleek het oxytocinepeil van de geit met 210% gestegen. 210%! Dat moet wel verliefdheid zijn.
Een jaar is de verliefdheid wel voorbij en is ook je relatie voorbij. Tenzij er inmiddels sprake is van houden van. Maar gelukkig hebben we onze zogenaamde knuffelhormonen nog. Zij spelen een rol in het vertrouwen in anderen en lichamelijke gewenning. De knuffelhormonen komen opzetten als je relatie serieuzer wordt. Dus ook als de verliefdheid is weggeëpt, kun je samen 100 worden.
Here's what heartbreak does to your brain. Losing someone we love is devastating. It's linked to higher rates of depression, and the effects can last for months or even years. A study found that seeing a picture of an ex after a breakup activated an area of the brain linked with cocaine addiction and physical pain.
Whenever you endure physical pain, such as a cut or injury, the anterior cingulate cortex is stimulated. Surprisingly, it's the same region of the brain that's activated when you feel excluded or experience the loss of a social relationship. Perhaps physical pain and emotional pain aren't as different as we once thought. Think about the ways in which we describe lost love. He ripped my heart out. It was a slap in the face. I'm emotionally scarred. This use of physical description paints a clear relationship, at least in language, between emotional and physical pain.
Which means heartbreak can actually feel like physical pain or drug withdrawal. Love releases happy chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin, and after a breakup, these levels fall quickly, while levels of the stress hormone cortisol increase rapidly. High levels of cortisol can cause anxiety, nausea, weight gain, headaches, and other symptoms. The physical pain doesn't stop there. Stressful or traumatic experiences can cause broken heart syndrome. The body produces hormones that disrupt the heart's pumping ability, causing chest pains and symptoms similar to a heart attack.
be seen in studies of primates who, when separated from loved ones, experience an increase in the hormone cortisol and a decrease in the hormone norepinephrine, causing a major stress response. Ultimately, this contributes to the depression, anxiety, and loud crying documented. For humans, a breakup, loss of a loved one, or isolation can trigger a similar reaction, creating the perception of physical pain.